Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, and I'm here with The Naked Truth. It is, what day is it? It's Sunday, November 6th, and I'm here tonight with our Canadian co-host, Scotty. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Not too much going on. Enjoying the beautiful weather we have up here this weekend.
Which is what, for those of us who are...
I would say it was probably about 12 degrees Celsius, which is whatever for you Americans.
Wow, that sounds cold.
Yeah, that's warm for right now. Yeah, no, it was good.
Awesome. And so we have tonight here with us...
we have our special guest tonight. C. Jane Shrink is with us tonight.
Hi, I'm so happy to be on The Naked Truth. Thank you.
So excited to have you. So how was your week?
It was awesome. I had the whole house to myself. If anybody watches my videos, I'm living with my sister at the moment, and I had a whole weekend to be an adult by myself, which was super awesome.
And you look very cute today.
Thank
Was that
you.
your outfit? Well, I think it's your outfit for today because I think you're wearing it now too, right?
Yeah. No, this was my outfit for today. Yeah.
Super cute. And what did you do today? You were telling us beforehand.
So I met a gentleman that I've been kind of dating and got to meet his best friends today. So that was very exciting. Yeah.
And what app did you meet him on?
A Tinder, which was a great idea. And this wonderful person told me all about it and totally cornered me into it. And I'm so happy that she did.
One of these days, somebody who I've turned on to Tinder is going to have a good relationship out of it. However, I've heard a few people had a good weekend based on Tinder this weekend, I've heard so far, not naming names. But anyway, let's go to community celebrations. So Jody, VSG Jody, had her 100 pounds down, which is super exciting. And if you have not seen it, she has a dancing 100. I had forgotten about those 100-pound down dancing videos. I woke up.
She is so stinking cute.
She is so cute. I woke up this morning not in a very good mood, and I watched that video, and it's like, okay, how can I be in a bad mood after watching Jody dance all around her house? That was so cute. I never made one of those, but I think that was like from back in the day. People did it. I don't know that people do it that much anymore, but I thought it was hysterical. If I ever get to go, okay, I'll say it here. If I ever get to goal, I'll make one of those videos.
You will do that.
I will do that.
Yeah, you will.
Because I'm not going to lose another 100 pounds. That ship has sailed. It was also Kim Gibbs' birthday, so I want to say happy birthday to Kim. Esther Royas has had a true, I don't know what this means, has a true loss, but a true loss of 3.4 pounds this week. She says patience is a hard virtue. I will second that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Macaroni and Sleeved is in Wonderland. She's down 55 pounds since July 1st. Becky WLSRNY is officially in Wonderland. She's also not obese anymore for the first time in her life. Which is awesome. She is down a total of 177.5 pounds.
Wow.
Which is incredible. Penny Dettenberg made a YouTube video. So if you guys want to check that out. I don't know, Penny, if you're watching live and you want to post in the chat what your channel is, that would be awesome. Lindsay Broussard bought her first ever pair of knee-high boots, which I could only...
so skinny. Oh my God.
I know. She is like the original skinny bitch. I cannot even imagine how knee-high boots are going to be looking on her. Lynn Furlong has lost 15 pounds since starting her weight loss journey, and she still has a month to go to surgery. She has her psych evaluation tomorrow. She says she's scared. Don't be scared. Do you watch YouTube? There are people they have approved for weight loss surgery who... Just saying, I'm probably one of them. But anyway. Lacey Bruno Gomel had her VSG on Halloween, and all went well. I think that's all the community celebrations we have today. Oh, wow. There's all kinds of people on chat. Scotty, you want to?
Oh, absolutely. We have Lindsay Broussard is on here. She says, hello, beautiful people. We have Laura Lost and Found, VSG Brit Brat, Indira VSG, M. Lewis. What else we got on there?
Teeny Tiny Tummy's here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Geez, a whole bunch.
Oh, and Steven's saying fantastic and delicious for you, Scotty. Can you say that? You can only say it once. I don't let him say it on the Naked Truth because I have my reasons, but you can say it once. So say it right now.
Thank you, Stephen. I feel fantastic.
And your meal that you made yesterday looked.
Oh, it was delicious.
Absolutely. Talk about what, just really quickly tell people who haven't had dinner yet what you made yesterday. It looked really good.
It was a bacon-wrapped maple glazed pork with roasted potatoes, roasted turnips, and a ginger glazed carrots.
Oh my goodness.
Yum.
Yeah, it's just it's just an average Saturday meal for everybody, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And let's see. God, there's a lot of people watching today, Jane. I think you're a little popular.
Just a little.
I have some favorite people. You listed a lot of people's names who
Joe B, Red Funny Girl, who just posted a comment on my video about what her name means. She's here. Al's here. He had to go refill his wine.
Oh, good job, Al.
Who else?
Shauna
Elliott. And is she in Canada too? Sounds like she is.
She's in Canada too, London, Ontario. Hi.
And Smiling Shrinky. So I guess people have found the chat that now exists to make comments. So I probably don't have to give my cell phone number out anymore, but I just like doing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, doing it.
Just kidding. So if you guys have comments, do it on chat, or if you have my cell phone, you can text me questions and comments for Jane. Oh, Stacy Childs is secretly stalking you. I don't know who she is.
Ooh.
Are you outside her window, Stacy? Is that how you're seeing?
Is that how you're talking? Because I'm on the second floor, so that might be weird.
That would be weird. All right. So let's start at the beginning, Jane. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and your weight loss surgery and where you're at in that process?
Yeah. So my channel is C Jane Shrink, and I had weight loss surgery. I had VSG March 2nd of this year.
That's my birthday. You had weight loss surgery when I turned 50.
Oh, yay. And my highest ever recorded weight was a couple years ago, and I was 323.6. I started my pre-op diet this year at 301. Day of surgery, it was 281.3, and this morning I was 192.6. So I have lost.
That's pretty awesome. That's not
Congratulations.
Yeah. What is that? 8 months? 9 months?
8 months. Yep. I just had my 8-month surgiversary a couple days ago, or people don't like the word surgiversary.
Whatever. Who cares?
But yeah, I did the math and I've lost like 130 something pounds since my highest weight, which is freaking crazy. I don't even,
crazy.
Mind boggling. But I'm super excited. I had surgery in Tijuana with a lighter me, and I was self-pay because my insurance didn't cover it. So that's why.
So were you overweight your entire life?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I think the first time I remember like realizing that I didn't weigh the same as other kids was in kindergarten. We got on the scale and I was the oldest, but I was also by far the biggest kindergartner. I don't know how much I weighed, but I remember going home and talking to my mom about it and knowing that I had a weight problem then.
Wow.
I just want to read this one comment because I think it's really funny. Sleeved After 60 says she wants you to be the mother of her grandchildren.
Well, how cute's your son? You should send me
really?
a picture.
Okay. Monica, can you post a picture of your son? That's funny. So what were kind of things that you tried growing up? I mean, did you try? Were other people in your family overweight?
Yeah, so my dad always went up and down with his weight, but he always managed to like lose weight and then he would gain it, and he kind of went up and down. My mom was pretty healthy weight. My sister struggled with her weight a little bit, but not like I did. I was by far the heaviest person in my family. And I remember I started my first diet when I was in the 4th grade.
And what diet was that?
My mom was pretty much just like counting calories for me. So it was just like, really low calorie, and probably spawned a whole bunch of issues that I had with food from there on out. Which
and I forgot to ask you, you don't have to say if you don't want to, but around how old are you?
Yeah. I'm 31.
Okay. And you live in?
I live in Bend, Oregon.
Okay.
Which is Central Oregon, so near Portland. if you
Cool.
know where that is. So.
And
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I would say I've done like every diet you could think of. So I've done like calorie counting. I've done like the not the Jenny Craig foods, but like the Nutrisystem foods. And
Jenny Craig foods were way better than Nutrisystem foods.
I should have tried. Well,
none of them
probably wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made any difference.
I did the HCG diet where you're like injecting yourself, and I like ordered them from India and was like injecting myself.
Oh, I did that, but you had to actually go into the doctor's office and they did it.
Yeah, that was. I lost some weight and then I gained more than what I lost back.
Well, I did that combined with Fen-Phen, I think, back in the day.
Oh, see, I never did Fen-Phen. That was, I think, illegal by the time I was.
Yeah, probably because you're like 100 years younger than I am.
Yeah, but that was good stuff. Really. That stuff really works. You took more when you were supposed to.
Did you
take 2 pills? I took 4 pills. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it made me really angry and irritable.
Oh.
Yeah, no, my heart was racing after a couple of days. I couldn't understand why, and then I was like, "Oh wait, it says I'm supposed to take this."
Basically,
but yeah, and I was like, "Well, I'm 3 times the size of what normal people would take it, so I took extra."
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, what finally got you to the point of considering weight loss surgery?
I mean, I'd been struggling. So, from my highest ever weight, which was August 2014, to when I decided to have surgery in January of this year, I tried so hard to lose weight. So I was trying to eat like whole foods, eat healthy, exercise, and I would lose weight and then I would gain it back, and I would lose weight and gain it back. And I did that for a year and a half, like solid. And then one of my friends that I went to elementary school with posted about her VSG surgery on her Facebook page. And I sent her some messages and we started talking about it. And then I started doing research and I'm like, this is it. Like, this is what has to work for me because I don't have any other options. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't living my life how I wanted to live my life at the weight that I was.
And how did you decide on Mexico and which particular surgery group you went with?
I watched so many YouTube videos, Facebook groups, forums, and I ended up actually just using the same doctor that my friend had used because of his great reviews. And
now Lindsay used the Lighter Me too, right?
Lindsay, and I'm pretty sure she also used Dr. Ortiz, and so did Paris D, VSG, and Indira, VSG, is my surgery sister. We had surgery the same day in the same hospital with the same doctor.
Did you meet each other there? I mean, so you actually know her? Oh, awesome. Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Scotty, you want to go through chat and maybe ask a Facebook question, and then I'll come back to...
Sure. Yeah, so we got a Facebook question here from... Now that you're dating, how do you plan to stay on track?
That's been hard. I'll be really honest. It's been freaking hard. So going out to eat is really difficult, and I have been off plan, and this has been on my mind the last week or so. But I think it's honestly just about, I need to order more sides so I eat differently than most people in the weight loss surgery community. I have a mindset that's more fruit and vegetables first before protein. So if I order sides, I'm usually safe. But then I also look super weird because I'm eating it for the first time and I'm ordering sides. And so
it's so complicated.
I have met one person that did feel like I was judging them based upon what I was eating. He thought that I was judging him on what he was eating. So.
And we'll talk about dating more a little bit because you just started. Do you want to let us know who's on chat and what they've got going on?
Sure. So let's see. Who else do we have on chat now? Mal, RNY Journey is on. Esther's VSG Trek. What else is here? Anyone wants to see pop out here?
Yeah, Anna's
and everyone's saying hi.
Yeah, and she had to go get a drink, I guess.
Oh, good for her.
Did Anna, were you drinking pre-OH? Did we?
Yeah, probably not as much. I think I'm a bad influence.
Yeah, me too. I've heard that occasionally.
Jody says Jane is amazing.
Oh, hi, Jody.
And Sleep After 60 says that it's the geography that's an issue.
Oh.
So I guess, I don't know where she lives, but I guess it's too far away for you to be the mother of her grandchildren. So, and April C. VSG is here. So before you went and had surgery in Mexico, did they require you to do anything pre-op related?
So I did a 2-week pre-op diet, which consisted mostly of, it was supposed to be 2 protein shakes throughout the day, like 1 big salad, and like a protein-based meal. So most people were choosing like lean proteins like chicken and stuff, but I am a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. So I was choosing either an extra protein shake and a bunch of veggies, or beans or something like that. I did that for 2 weeks and I lost, almost 20 pounds.
That's awesome. It's amazing how easy it was back then to lose 20 pounds.
Right? Oh my God.
I won't say it sucks. It does not suck.
40 pounds. I was like, yeah.
I lost 40 pounds in the 3 months before I had surgery just by like not eating fast food, tracking on MyFitnessPal, and stopping soda. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, now not so much. So everybody says greater things about a lighter me. So obviously you were happy with your experience there. Do you want to just, because I know some people are curious about surgery in Mexico, and I'm actually considering plastics in Mexico. So could you walk through your experience just a little bit for people who may not have had surgery yet?
It was an amazing experience. So it's, from like the coordinators that you call and you talk to in the beginning are super friendly and super helpful. I personally really struggled with the decision between VSG and RNY, and everybody who works for a lighter me has had weight loss surgery, or at least like their coordinators have. I don't know if all the drivers and stuff have, but everybody who's a coordinator has had weight loss surgery. So I got to talk to them and their aftercare nurse to help me make my decision. And they also have a really great Facebook support group. And I spent so much time in there before surgery. And then when it actually came down to like going to Mexico, you fly into San Diego and they come pick you up at the airport with a bunch of other patients. So that was nice because I was kind of nervous, and then you get to meet a bunch of other people. And they take you, I had same day surgery. So generally they would take you to a hotel first, and then you'd do like your pre-op blood work and stuff. But I had same day surgery. So they took me straight to the hospital. I did all of my blood work, and I was there for maybe 3 or 4 hours, I think, before I had surgery, like in the hospital. And you stay there for a couple days, and then they take you back to a really nice hotel in Tijuana called the Grand. And then you stay there for a couple more days, and then they take you back to the airport. And you also get to do some shopping. So I think I was day 2 or day 3 post-op. We went shopping on Revolutionary Road, and we went out for broth and ice cream and
broth. That's what other people who make fun of the people who ask you if you want broth, of other people who've had surgery there. About the broth lady. Broth?
Broth, yeah. And it was super great. I mean, I felt good enough after surgery. I also got mani-pedi, and
I cannot even imagine. There is no way. I mean, I was so sick and nauseous after surgery. There was no way 2 to 3 days after
I didn't feel extremely good, but they also gave me really good medication. So, yeah.
Everything worked out. Question here.
What's that?
How about that? A question from Margaret Lewis off Facebook. You ready for it? Okay, so this is coming from Margaret Lewis, okay?
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah. Being a woman like myself, does the
Lord, here we go. We're going to go right into this.
Weight loss. Did you hear that?
No, go ahead. Repeat
Let me
it. I was talking over you.
Yeah.
Being a woman like myself, does the private area change after the significant weight loss?
Yes, it does. At this point, I'm not done with my weight loss surgery, or my weight loss journey. But heck yeah, that changes. And from what I've heard, it changes after plastics too, which I'm going to go look into because I don't know.
I may have mentioned that before we got
but no, it definitely changes. And just even if that area doesn't change, what was a big NSV or like a big thing for me was not having my stomach get in the way to be able to like see myself. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Isn't that weird?
It was like a huge NSV for me. I was like, I can't remember the last time. But then,
Yeah, me too. So Scotty, how does that work for men?
It's the same thing, actually. You know.
Why have I never heard this question when a man's been on The Naked
I
Truth?
know, right?
True enough. Well, then, on behalf of all the men out there, I will answer that from my point of view. It's the exact same thing where it's like you're discovering different parts of your body that you never saw before, and
I mean, you knew they were there.
That you can never reach. Well, that's what I was
Reach
told once, but yeah.
Oh
But
my
no,
God.
it's just like you're able to reach things that you never could before, and it's like a turtle, like yeah, it feels so
Okay,
cool.
Tina's VSG says, "Oh, honey, I want them to fix that shit up right. That damn thing looks like a nut sack." Okay, sorry for the nasty words, but it does. And Esther, and I remember this video. Esther VSG says, Clusie has a great blog about her privates changing.
Yeah, I remember watching that before surgery. Yeah, that's a great one.
That is too funny. So Al wants to know if you're vegetarian or vegan.
Technically vegan, although I don't like to use the word because vegans are kind of weird. So.
Okay. Alrighty then. So we all have, or I think we have no idea what weight loss surgery is going to be like beforehand. And I mean, I know I'm not the only one who felt like, okay, this is going to work for everybody else, but it's not going to work for me because, which was not true. And I also remember like the day that I went in for surgery thinking, oh my God, I am never going to be able to eat any of these foods again that have been such a part of my life. What were your thoughts about it beforehand, and how did they compare with what the reality of weight loss surgery was?
I think my biggest fear before surgery was that it wasn't going to work. Like I was going to be one of those statistical fails where it wasn't going to work and I literally wasn't going to lose any weight, but I was going to go through all of this pain and surgery and nothing was going to happen and everything was going to be the same because nothing had ever worked until this point. And that's also why I was strongly considering R&Y, is because I didn't know if VSG was going to be extreme enough to offset whatever needed to happen. And it ended up ultimately going with VSG, and it's amazing, right? I feel like I have a tool that I can use for the rest of my life, that this is a lifelong problem for all of us, right? It's not an easy fix. Like you don't lose the weight and then you're done, right? I have to use this for the rest of my life. So that was a huge fear of mine that it wasn't going to work. And then I also did do a lot of food funerals before surgery because I was like, oh my God, I can never eat whatever again. And there are things that I am sensitive to now that I avoid.
Food? Like what?
Because I try to avoid anything that's too sweet. Sugar I'm sensitive to. I don't like dump or anything, but I feel generally terrible. Like I may or may not have stolen a few pieces of Halloween candy from my nieces and nephew before I went to bed the other night, and it just made me feel awful. So
the one thing that really makes me feel yucky, which if you're vegan, not vegan, whatever, you probably, is ice cream.
Oh, but they make really nice almond milk ice cream that also makes me feel terrible.
Does it? Yeah, ice cream is the thing, but I still eat it occasionally. Okay, this is funny. Let me read those questions or those comments, Scotty.
I wanted to.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You take this one.
Let's see. Wait.
Lindsay Broussard.
Lindsay Broussard. Yeah, that's the one I was going for. I'm just happy I can see my kitty. My ass off. And then me again, Jen says, what a point to start watching. Presley Forever says, meow. And VSG Brit Bat says, yes, I can see the damn thing now. It may not be pretty, but there it is. Oh, it's scary. All right. Tina VSG, you guys are crazy. Tina's VSG Chit Chat says, I know, right? It scared me too, Brett. Damn girls and the kitty are just saggy ass messes. So, okay, I just want to say that that's not the case for everybody, because I may have possibly given somebody who I just recently met on Tinder the link to this video.
Oh, boy.
It's not the same for everyone. I particularly think that my boobs look fine now. So
yeah, I know, it's interesting. I mean, I think different people have different experiences. I know. So have you worked out? Like, I think that makes a difference. I feel like my loose skin is not as bad as some people's because I've worked out since the get-go.
Right. I've been working out since they released me at 6 weeks post-op. And before that, I was walking. And I think walking is also huge.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So do you want to do some questions from Facebook or talk about chat, Scotty, that I did?
Sure. I'll take a question here from Facebook. Tara Thrives wants to know if you're going to WLSFA in Portland in the spring.
Of course. It's my neck of the woods. I'll totally be at WLSFA.
Okay.
Are you going to that one, Scotty?
No, I will not be. But thank you for asking.
You just never go anywhere. Why were you looking at taking a bus from Canada? I don't know. I saw that on your Facebook. You were just curious.
Throwing that out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wondering. Right. Just asking for a friend, I think.
Okay. Now, who was it? Somebody asked, and I can't find it right now, because we have never had so much chat activity as this before, Jane. So that's all about you. So everybody's posting pictures of kitties, for one thing. But somebody asked if you could address the cost in Mexico for having surgery.
Oh, yeah. So I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but for surgery and my flight and all of my expenses there and back, including like souvenirs, I think I spent maybe $5,000.
Wow, that's great. So you had surgery, you come back, you go back to real life, you start losing weight really pretty quickly. I mean, for you to have lost this much by 8 months post-op. So how has your life changed as a result of this weight loss?
It's been amazing. Like the way I feel about myself now is totally different, but also the things that I can do. I think one of my most favorite NSVs and like the reason that I had surgery was a couple months ago. I was at the coast with my nieces and nephews, and they were literally like running down the beach in the sand, and they're like, "Auntie, chase us, chase us." And I could keep up with them, and I could chase after them, and it was the most amazing feeling, because before surgery, like just playing with them for a couple hours, like not even running after them, was exhausting. And so the fact that I could literally run after them was amazing. Another huge reason for me wanting to lose weight was to feel more confident about myself so that I could start dating again. And I definitely feel more confident and very happy with myself. And it does make a difference in me being able to display my personality to find.
Well, so talk about that a little bit, because you have only recently started dating, right? Like
I downloaded. I downloaded Tinder like a month ago.
At the pool.
At the pool with Liz at OH. And it's been amazing. Like, there are some weird people out there. Don't get me wrong. There are some weird people, but there are also some really amazing people. And one of them I'm still talking to, who was one of my first matches, and it's been super fun, and it's incredible to be able to go on a date and not worry about what I look like in my clothes, or how my clothes fit, or what am I going to wear because my clothes are too tight. Sometimes I worry my clothes are too big, but that's an easily solved problem. Yeah. But just the ability to, like, I don't know, every other time I've dated before, I was always so self-conscious about my body and myself that I had a hard time focusing on like having a good time or just communicating or connecting. And that's not the case anymore. Like, the only thing I thought about on one of my dates was like sitting in the chair and being able to like grab onto the edges of the chair with both of my hands because my thighs were smaller than the chair.
Isn't that amazing? I got a massage the other day. I got a massage the other day. I realized I am taking up half of this massage table. Before, it was like falling off the sides of the massage table.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to still realize that stuff this far out from surgery. I mean, that's actually pretty impressive, because I was not, just so newly into dating as you are. Yeah. I was still thinking about that stuff. I was not that confident about myself that early on because I had all this baggage from before. Now I totally am, but back then, so that's really awesome.
I think my most terrifying thing, like starting dating, was telling whoever I was dating that I had weight loss surgery, because it's pretty apparent. Like, we go out for a meal, it's pretty apparent that I'm not eating very much. And one of my dates had made a comment, like, we went out for our first date. We had some appetizers that we shared, which was SJ's recommendation. She was like, you know, you drink, you talk, you share appetizer, nobody will notice. He totally freaking noticed. He texted me the next day and he's like, I'd like to take you out again for a meal that you're not going to eat.
So have you told them or no?
Yes. So I've only went out with 2 gentlemen that I felt were worthy enough of my company in person.
Worthy enough.
The new Jackie 33 says you look beautiful, and you do. So I just.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. And I told one of them right up front because he was the one that made the comment that I didn't eat very much. And then the next one, we went out on a couple of dates, and I didn't actually tell him until I went to see him for the weekend because he lives far away from me. And I tried to bring it up in conversation when we had dinner the first night that I was there, but I don't know, I couldn't get over myself for something in my head. And then I told him the next day and I was like, hey, you probably think I'm totally weird, or I didn't enjoy the fact that you made me this really nice vegan dinner and you're not vegetarian at all.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Mm. But they've been totally supportive about it. They thought it was amazing. The only weird comment that I got was one of the gentlemen had told his friends about my weight loss surgery, and he said, and his friend was a girl, and she said that I had lost so much weight that she thought that I was just out to sleep around.
Oh, Lord.
How she put it. Oh.
And maybe she's had weight loss surgery because who did a video where they're talking about the slut phase of weight loss surgery? But wow, that's weird.
Not weird, and I thought it was weird that he told me, but
that is weird.
Whatever.
I go back and forth on telling people. I had stopped telling people because it's not that big of a part of my life anymore,
right?
So much. And then, like I said, I was just chatting with somebody for the first time on Tinder today, and I was like, I have a YouTube, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just like, this is who I am. This community is a big part of my life.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah, I have a YouTube show, and he's like, oh, what is it? Here it is. This is what it is. Watch it. You know, who cares? Whatever.
I haven't told any of them that I have a YouTube channel.
I don't know that I
have friends in the WLS community and that sort of thing.
I mean, well, here's the thing. If I tell you and I'm dating you and you go watch my regular blog, you will know way more about me than you ever probably want to. But you know what? Let's get that over with early. Are there more Facebook and chat questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
One here from Esther's VSD Trek. She says that she went to Mexico as well, and the only negative feel is the lack of face-to-face support. Jane, did you feel like you needed more support post-op? And aside from YouTube, what did you do about it?
You know, I didn't feel like I was missing the face-to-face contact. I think with the surgery group that I chose, the aftercare nurse is really great with both email, phone calls, and then their Facebook group is also super supportive. And I was on their main Facebook group, which is gigantic because they have a lot of patients, but I was also on a smaller one, and it was a group of people who just had surgery in the months that I had surgery, and that was super helpful because everybody was immediately going through the exact same problems or phases or challenges or worries, and that was incredibly helpful.
And what about, somebody asked about follow-up doctor visits when you're having your surgery in Mexico?
Yeah, so you go to your I think their recommendation is you go get blood work done at 3 months and at a year, and just to make sure that everything is normal and that your nutrition's on point. If there are any complications, you're kind of on your own to go get help for that. And I think everybody's experience is a little bit different. So I heard people who have complications, you can go to an ER, they can't turn you away. If you have complications, they're going to take care of you. So I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any complications with my surgery.
So talk a little bit about what you do in terms of exercise.
My favorite thing is running, which sounds super weird. Like the fact that I can even say that out loud is like,
it's the most bizarre thing. I mean, I have worked out since the get-go and have just started running, and I get more out of that than I have out of anything else. It was so bizarre.
Yeah. I had a really hard day the other day, and I went for a run. I left my Fitbit at home. I usually track my pace and my distance and how far I'm going, and I just left my Fitbit at home and put on my shoes and my headphones, and I just ran, and it was the best release of energy that I could have done that was super, super healthy for me to do. So the fact that that was even an option in my head shows me how far that I've come.
And how often do you do it?
Not nearly enough. So I've been pretty busy because I've been traveling and, in between homes. But I would like to start running at least a couple times a week. So
did you just buy a house?
So I am in escrow right now. My house won't close for another at least maybe a month or so. But I will be a homeowner again soon.
Yay. This is a great question. Joe wants to know if you want kids. And if you do you worry about gaining weight during pregnancy?
I think I do want kids. And no, I don't think I do worry about gaining weight during pregnancy. I mean, obviously it comes with the territory and I'm sure I'll gain some weight, but I feel confident that I will be able to get it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Please, okay.
No, you go.
Okay. The new Jackie33 wants to know, we spend so much time watching videos. Do you also belong to a local support group?
I don't. I live in the same town as Aubrey in Wonderland, and I know she goes to the support group, and she's asked me to come a couple times, but I've been out of town and like traveling and being super crazy. So I will probably try and go this month. It's a monthly meeting, and it seems really fun.
Okay, Tina VSG is really funny. She says you don't want kids. They're scary, mean little things.
I live with 3 children that are 5 and under right now. So
okay, and she has 5. Wow. Okay. Now, Scotty, you have a local support group that you go to in person, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And how often does that meet?
It's once a month, and I think it's a great thing that we have here. And being a post-op, I started pre-op, and again, it's like YouTube, Google, and the local support group, and there's so much to learn from everybody else's stories because everyone is different. Some little slight difference between everybody. And now as a post-op, like the fact that I can help support somebody else, I think is like the greatest thing because there's always new people there, and they just sometimes seem so blown away, like, oh wow, like you went through that and she went through that, and yeah, and here, sit down, let's have a chat. Watch my videos, watch these people and all that. And so I think it's a great support, and there's always seems to be that people walk away with it knowing more than what they came in with. And I think that's the biggest help for it all.
And I guess, I mean, our support groups at Kaiser, I didn't find were that helpful. I mean, I know Patty and I went so you have to go pre-op. So everybody goes, most of the people who are there are people who are pre-op because they have to as part of their requirements for surgery. And it just felt like from watching YouTube, even like a month post-op, we knew so much more than anybody in that actual support group did that it just didn't do much for me. I haven't been back, but maybe I should.
Yeah. And this Facebook group or this support group that I go to is actually just run through Facebook people. It's not actually
it's not associated with the hospital.
Yeah, not at all. Now we all go through the same hospital to start off.
Right.
But the group was just kind of brought up through Facebook. So at the hospital, they'll say, oh, there is a support group if you'd like to go, blah, 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 and they'll go to it. But it's not like a mandatory thing through the hospital. So they always, encourage new people to look into it, and then they get on the Facebook, or they come to the meeting first and then go. So I think there was a good difference with that, with, the selectiveness of being able to go there or not. So it was good.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was Christine who asked. It was a little ways up in the chat because this chat is just like going like crazy, Jane. I mean, it's insane. Yeah. But they're all talking amongst themselves now. But Christine, Teeny Tiny Tummy wanted to know if you'd seen any changes in your career or your life goals as a result of your weight loss.
Well, I'm at the same job. I'm in the same position, and I've been with the same company for 9 years. So they've seen me grow and shrink, and they're one of the people that I have not told about my weight loss surgery. So it's pretty clear that I've lost weight. According, to anything I've told them, I'm just exercising and eating well just because I feel like I work remotely, so I'm not in the corporate office very much. So I feel like there would probably be more questions than I could answer. But I feel like I probably am valued a little bit more, or maybe get a little bit more respect than I
do. You show up? I mean, I find that I show up very differently and am willing to do a lot more. I mean, things that I would have begged off of before, I, totally embrace now. Do you find that experience?
In my personal life, absolutely. In my job, no. I think in my job, I was always very opinionated and definitely felt like the authority on things. So I wasn't afraid to share my opinion or put my foot down, even though probably wasn't my place. But in my personal life, absolutely night and day. But in my professional life, probably not.
And have you found that you've had changes in your friendships or your relationships with your family as you've lost weight?
With my family, not necessarily much. I feel like my sister is super supportive, and her husband, and they're kind of my main family, and I can't ask for a better support system with them. Some of my friends have had issues with it, specifically because I chose not to tell a lot of people before surgery, and they kind of had a problem more with the fact that I didn't tell them beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think was it Margaret Lewis who had the question on Facebook? It says M. Lewis here on chat, but it's the same person who had that question on Facebook.
Yeah.
But she says, obviously you've gained friends since surgery, but have you lost old friends that you had before surgery? Or do you feel like it was something to do with your weight loss? I think you just sort of addressed that.
Yeah, no, I haven't lost any friends, but I've definitely gained a lot of really, really, really amazing friends. Yeah.
Do we have more Facebook questions? This chat is like insane to keep up with, Scotty. I mean,
trying to go through and find it all. Tara Frogs, she says, did you start running with C25K or something else?
Yeah, I did C25K, and this was not my first attempt. I've probably done it at least a half a dozen times, but never got past week 3. But post-op, I was able to do the whole thing. So.
Did you do it the whole way through the first time post-op?
Yes.
I'm so impressed.
And I did it only because my sister has ran marathons and she's a runner. And then she's like, well, it only really counts if you run a race. She's like, so count out however long your training is and then go ahead, like go do, schedule a race and I'll do it with you. And so the fact that she was doing it with me was a big motivation to finish it.
Right.
Maybe I should do that. My niece was asking me the other day. I was telling her about C25K. She was like, oh, are you going to do a race? I'm like, no.
If you were closer, I would come do a race with you, Liz.
I'm pretty close. I'm not that far.
That's true.
It's a quick flight. Yes. Just a quick flight. So talk a little bit about how you found YouTube and how you feel like that's impacted your journey.
So I found YouTube when I was initially researching like weight loss surgery in general. I think I had started looking at Facebook and some of the forums, and then I would start seeing references for YouTube. And once I got to YouTube, that's all I would do is just watch videos. So I would watch videos while I worked from home. So I'm watching videos like all day long, just listening to people in the background. And I can't tell you how incredibly helpful that was pre-op. And then that made me want to document my own journey on YouTube when I started. So I think my first video was like the night before surgery. And I can't tell you how incredible the support has been and how thankful I am for everybody who watches my videos and comments, because it keeps me going. It keeps me accountable. And it also shows me like my growth.
And how many, so you live near Aubrey in Wonderland, who's going to be a guest sometime soon, I think. I don't have the schedule in front of me. Who else have you met in real life?
Well, I went to OH and I met you and made really good friends with Drea and Paris and Anna and Jody and Emma and Ange. And they're kind of like my close buddies. Like we text all the time because they get it. Like there's nothing about, nothing like weight loss surgery friends. They just get it.
I text every day with weight loss surgery people. I don't text every day with my other friends.
Yeah. We've been in a group text since we left OH, and even if I'm having a hard day and it's not related to weight loss surgery, they just get it. And they're just so supportive. So.
Yeah. Do you have more questions, Scotty?
Yeah. VSG Brit wants to know, has anyone told you yet that you should stop losing weight?
No, actually not. I've kind of been waiting for that because I've heard other people have that same conversation a lot sooner than me. But I haven't yet to hear it. It's kind of funny. My sister and I are the same weight right now. Like she gave me a pair of pants out of her closet the other day, and that was amazing. So maybe when I'm smaller than her, which I've always been bigger than her, even though she's 5 years older than me.
I share clothes with my stepdaughter, and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Blows my mind. What was I going to ask you? I totally had a question on the top of my mind, and I just forgot it.
No.
I did. Okay, Scotty, you ask a question since I totally just
Me ask a question. Actually, I'm going to go backwards a little bit here from something you said earlier about how you were 4 years old or in the 4th grade when you first started the diet with your family and whatnot. Did you realize, like, what made you, yes, I have to lose weight, but were you able to absorb the concept of cutting back on calories? And how did you go about that? Were you able to say, well, I know that, cookies aren't good for me and carrots are better for me?
Yeah, so my mom tried to be really helpful, and she would count calories for me, or she would choose what I was going to have for lunch, and I always brought lunch to school. But I think what I wanted to lose weight at that point, I was in the Girl Scouts, and it happened again the same as it was in kindergarten, but we were on the scale, and I was by far the biggest person there, and I didn't want to go back to Girl Scouts after that because I was so embarrassed about my weight.
Made sense to you.
Yeah, but then I also found myself sneaking food too. I remember being in school and they were handing out little candy bars, but I knew that I was supposed to only eat what my mom had packed me, which was all low calorie, veggies and that sort of thing. And I remember sneaking candy and not telling her about it at that point, and that probably started a lot of my secret eating.
Right. Did you have a hard time fitting in with others because of the way that you were eating so healthy and everyone else was kind of leisure about it?
No, I don't remember that being an issue. Yeah.
I remembered my question. So what is your goal? Wait.
My goal weight is 160, but honestly, I don't really know what that looks like. I've never been that.
I mean, you look great. I mean, you've lost you've lost weight since OH. I thought you looked.
Yeah, I've lost 13 pounds since OH. Yeah.
Wow.
I hate you. Okay.
I lost 3 pounds in the month of September. So October was that was my month.
It was a big month. And what, are you thinking about plastics?
Oh, absolutely. So I want to get to whatever goal weight is for me, and I'm not really sure what that means. I did a body scan at OH, and I have more muscle than an average person does. So I will
that
probably.
Was the coolest thing ever. So did I.
I know, right? It was so amazing.
Awesome.
And so I'll probably, once I get closer to 160, I'll do some more body scans, and I would like to end up at 20% body fat. I feel like that's very healthy.
I lost the paper that they gave me, but what was yours at OH?
It was 35% at OH, and if my scale is accurate, I'm 32 or 33% right now. So I've lost a couple percentages. So I want to lose another 10% or so in body fat, which kind of coincides with the scale, I think. I feel like my perception of plastics from when I started weight loss till now is totally different. And especially in the last month or so, I've become much more confident in my body and much more forgiving about certain areas. So I feel like I'm better about my arms and my boobs, but I definitely will get a tummy tuck or 360 or something done in my midsection.
Did you have a consult at OH?
I did not, because it didn't feel like I was close enough along afterwards.
That was my first couple of conferences too. Yeah.
After OH, I got a phone call from a lighter me because I'd done their drawing, and I was like, oh, actually, I don't need surgery. I already had surgery through you guys. I think I just got on the wrong list. And she was like, oh, well, if you ever want to do plastics, you just have to have a BMI that's below 32 and then call us and we can start talking about it. And I'm like, my BMI is already under 32.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Okay, yeah, you're tall. Yeah, you look amazing.
I'm technically overweight now. I think my BMI is 29, if you have any value towards BMI, which I kind of do and don't.
Blah, blah, blah. No. Would you consider plastic surgery in Mexico?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I had a conversation, I think, at OH with Drea, because Drea, I think, eventually wants plastics too, about maybe just going to Mexico for plastics, I think sounds like a good idea, and then maybe extending your stay there so that you're more comfortable for the plane ride home. Plus, they just take care of you, so there's certain things you can't do for yourself, and there are nurses there all the time and on call that'll just come take care of you.
Yeah. Do you, because we're getting close. Okay, Scotty, do you have more chat or Facebook questions? Because we're getting.
No.
People
Everyone.
Okay, let's see.
Let's
scroll through this and see who's. So Carly Go Lightly is watching. Tara Thrives, we talked about. Teeny Tiny Tummy. Laura Lost and Found. Oh, somebody said they went from C to 5K to C to 10K. Have you done that or tried that?
I think I want to start doing that. I want to, one of my goals before I go to OH next year is to run a half marathon.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that too once I finish. What is it, 8 weeks? I don't even know because I'm not looking that far ahead.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It terrifies me that I have to run 22 minutes when we're done here. If you had a tip for someone new, what would it be?
Document your journey, whether you do it for yourself or you do it on YouTube. I think that has been my biggest help, is make videos just for yourself, make videos on YouTube, start a journal. But being able to work through the emotions that happen is key, because you can't prepare for that. I think that's been my biggest thing that I can't prepare for, was the amount of emotional crap that you just have to go through.
So talk about that a little bit. What do you see? What's the biggest emotional crap that you've seen so far? Because I think my theory is the emotional crap doesn't really kick in until you're much further along than where you are right now. Sorry.
Right. So at this point, it's changing how you deal with the day-to-day stresses or whatever stresses you had in your life before surgery. And I was probably coping with those by eating. Or I definitely was. And then after surgery, you can't cope with that anymore. And you're losing weight, and you're kind of a hormonal mess because you're losing weight and releasing all the hormones that are in your fat. So changing your habits and finding a way to cope with that is kind of key. And I'm sure I'm nowhere near done.
What are some things that you've done to cope with that?
Running has been a huge help for me.
Yeah.
Just talking things through on YouTube sometimes is a huge help. It changes my perspective on what's actually happening. And doing yoga, which I need to start doing more of again, because yoga was...
How often do you do yoga?
I haven't done it in a while, but I was doing yoga like 3 times a week, just to kind of calm your head or whatever.
Yeah. Scotty, since we don't usually have a lot of guys on the show, because there aren't a lot of guys in the community, but Al, I'm going to get you on the show. I know you're watching.
Yeah, Al should be on the show.
Yeah, Al's going to be on the show, but there just aren't that many guys out there. But what have been the emotional mindfucks for you in terms of as a man?
I think a lot too, even from a man's point of view, is the body image. That's a big thing. Mm-hmm. Being morbidly obese before, and if I went to the local swimming pool, I always had people looking at me because I had this big gut, the gynecomastia, and it bothered me. Now going to the gym or to the pool, I have all this loose hanging skin, but I don't really. I've kind of learned not to let it bother me, because they can look all they want. They looked before, but now I know I am healthier, so I don't care what they think, and that's been a big part for me. Getting through the whole body image thing. Other things as far as coping and having stressors instead of turning to food, the crap food, I don't have it in the house, so I can't turn to it.
Me either. I think that's, because we're
protein bars,
because we live on our own, it's easy for us to do. If I had kids at home, I just can't even imagine, because I would eat that shit.
Yeah, when I've stayed with my sister or watched her children, and they eat normal kid food, and it's really hard for me not to. So for every person out there who's a parent and also trying to lose weight, I have so much respect.
I think that's the biggest. Yeah.
And you always say,
part of it is,
Scotty, that you feel fantastic, but is that really true?
You know what?
I feel way more fantastic than I ever did before, but I don't feel fantastic every week.
It is fantastic, but at least I have the opportunity to live every day, which is so true though, because Well, it is really, and that's mine. I made that up, by the way.
Yes.
But it's true because I feel fantastic because I am a post-op weight loss surgery patient who, no matter what, having the surgery done, and I feel fantastic because days are crap. There are certain days like that, but I can still, when I go to bed, morning, put 2 feet on the ground and get up and feel fantastic. Like I do. I might have a cold, but it's still the whole weight loss thing. It makes a big difference like that.
A crappy day post weight loss.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Is nothing.
Yeah.
Compared to,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's nothing. Okay, I want to, before Scotty goes into the Inside the Weight Loss Studio questions, I just want to thank everybody. I mean, we had so many people watching live tonight and so much conversation on chat. I couldn't even keep up with it, but I love that. So I want to thank you guys and send me messages about who you guys want to see on the show, because I try to keep up with the new people, but I'm not that great at it because I'm barely watching the old people's videos now. So if there are people you want to have on that we haven't had on, and I think Britt, Brad, and Tina, you're going to be on my list now because I think that would be a very fun show. So keep me...
I'm so excited everybody came to watch.
I have to read Amy's text because I'm always joking about Scotty saying fantastic. And she just texted me and said, you invited him to say fantastic a million times. Sorry.
Thank you.
Because last time I didn't let you say it at all. But anyway, you guys let me know who you want to have on the show. We're going to have next week, we're going to have Wendy Allison, who I don't know if you guys know her because she doesn't make videos, but she was a great commenter. She's fairly new post-op. She lives in Australia. And then we may be having some, catching up with some people, like Les of Sarah is going to come back on. I got an okay from her.
Les of Sarah, I watched so many of her videos, yeah.
Les of Sarah was my person who I watched, who I could really relate to. And Jen Larson, who is the author of a book on weight loss, a memoir on weight loss surgery, as well as some other books. She's going to come on again. She came on a while ago. So, but new people, let me know. Carly Golightly says, if Britt Brad is on the show, she should wear her sexy work uniform. Okay. So anyway, so let me know what you guys think about that, and then I'm going to turn it over to, and you know what? You guys are posting it all on chat, but this chat disappears when the video goes off, so can you message me or put it on Facebook on the Naked Truth page who you want to see, because once we're done with this video, this is going to go away. All right, so Inside the Weight Loss Surgery Studio, Scotty.
Okay, so Jane, a couple questions here for you. What is your favorite word?
Shit. I really love the word shit. I say it way too much.
What is your least favorite word?
It sounds so cliche because what everybody says about the word moist. It just drives me freaking crazy.
Why do people hate that word so much? Cake is moist.
Moist?
That's the only time I want to hear the word moist is when I'm going with a chocolate cake. If you use the word moist any other time, I don't want to hear it.
Okay, you guys on chat, no using the word moist and posting pictures of kitties.
Meow.
Oh.
Moving right along. Yes. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Compassionate people who are open-minded, just kitties. No, no,
going crazy right now.
Especially for animals. I think that's like my big thing is rescue animals and that sort of thing.
Okay, and what turns you off?
The exact opposite. So closed-minded people who are very judgmental. Just nothing aggravates me more than that.
Okay. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
So shit is your favorite word, but fuck is... Okay.
Well, shit's not really a curse word. It's just kind of like a normal word, but fuck is my favorite word.
Okay.
For curse word.
What sound or noise do you love?
The sound of the ocean. There's nothing more calming and beautiful.
Okay. And what sound or noise do you hate?
Oh my God. The sound of like my dogs like licking themselves.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh my God. I love my dogs, but I could strangle them when they do that.
Okay. What profession other than your own
Okay,
would you like to attempt?
Wait, before I say that, Carly Golightly says, Jane, quotation, fuck this moist shit. I love Chad.
She's hilarious. Okay. I love her.
No, that's all good. Did you get that question, Jane?
What was the other question?
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Well, if I had all the money in the world, I would love to run a dog rescue. That would be amazing.
Good. Okay, and what profession would you not like to do?
I would not want to work in a hospital. I wouldn't want to be a nurse or a doctor or a janitor in a hospital. They deal with some crazy shit. Yeah. People are gross.
Okay.
And moist.
And moist. And you're going to touch a lot of bodily parts in the hospital you don't want to touch.
Okay.
Yeah, I never thought about being a janitor in a hospital. That would not be good.
Right.
Yeah. Clean up, aisle 5. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Open bars to the left.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jane. I was so happy to have you on, and we'll be back next week. It's going to be Wendy Allison, and Jennifer Bleacher is going to be my co-host. We haven't seen, VSG Brit Brat, there's moist and poop signs.
Yeah.
Yuck. Okay. All right. Sorry. Anyway, Jennifer Bleacher and Wendy Allison and I will be back here not talking about moist things next week. So thanks, guys, for watching and playing along. And thanks, Scotty, for co-hosting and Jane for being here. Bye, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.